from the ashes, born from the ashes, born from the ashes, born from the ashes, born from the, watch me rain.
Hey guys, and welcome to a best of 7 friendly clan war between AlphaX and the RnG Pro team. In the bottom left, for RnG Pro, it's the Teal Zerg, Swarmonomics. And in the top right corner, as the Purple Terran, it's Last Surprise. The MMR cap for this tournament is 5,500 for some reason. It's not entirely sure why, because RnG Pro is like, you know, we have some heavy hitters on, but for some reason it is. So AlphaX is bringing out their dragons. RnG Pro is bringing out their phoenixes and their Gosu players. So Last Surprise, going for a Reaper expand. Swarm, dropped your standard hatch gas pool. Oh no, I ran out of mouse pad room. It's gonna like zoom across the map. Free! Yeah, so I guess Stillfly and Sippy Cup got this together. Pastry is gonna be our admin tonight, along with Jamari, it looks like. Swarm got his third down in time. Last Surprise hasn't been able to find any permanent damage with the diving on the creep tumor. He can still get it. Okay, he no longer get it. But it was a nice attempt here from the Terran. Last Surprise getting up a starport behind this. This is an all-kill format, meaning you win your game, you score a point for your team, and move on to the next opponent. You lose, you're out. The other team gets 4 players hit the field. 4 players will be going out. One of these teams. Also, hey, Chili Boy, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that. Last Surprise is moving out with some Hellions. Swarm is getting up a couple more gas, throwing down a Spore. And I'm not surprised he threw down a Spore. Wait, I don't think he scouted the starport, did he? Last Surprise is going in grass. It's not going to find any damage. Okay, he saw the starport with the but regardless, Terrans nowadays, because Beastie Cutie made a video, are opening with Banshee now. I mean, Zerg Roach attacks were just so common that this seems to be the Terran answer to deflect them and deter them I think we're going to see a meta shift away from those Rotel wins from Bergs, but it has yet to take effect and be developed. First Banshee, only Banshee it looks like, heads across the map. It's going to tap into this 4th base of Swarm. Swarm is going for a pretty early 4th base. And it looks like he's going to get away with it. I guess that's not the only need to, but you know what I mean. Like, yeah. Swapped the starport off the tech lab, so... Alright, one queen falls. There was a transfuse there, so I feel like a little bit of a mistake from Swarmonomics. He will get the links around on the Hellions, and he will kill every single one of them. Stutter stepping for getting off those melee attacks. Banshees are too injured to engage into this 4th any longer. Swarm did have to pull his creep queens to defend that 4th location though, so he's going to be a little bit behind and injects for quite some time, and that's going to be reflected in stacked up mineral, stacked up gas. Swarm's getting 1-1 and Baneling speed. Last surprise. In the meantime, while all this has been going, has Stim on the field, and he's going into armor. He's continuing to get out Marine Tank. He's moved out his 3rd. +1 is going to hit here pretty soon, relatively. And we are going to have some late ZVT in our first map. A surprise moves out a heavy chunk of his forces. He has some Marines split up here and there, as his Banshees left back at home for defense in case Swarm attempts a backstab. I don't think he has enough to push in here. The tank on the high ground is putting in some work. However, it's not done enough work. These Marines are so softened up, they need to back up and heal a little bit. Because, as it stands right now, they're not going to be able to dive in on this hatchery and get the kill. Swarm just keeps forcing stims and backing off, and sure, he's eaten a lot of Zerglings in damage, but with 32 more about to pop, along with these Banelings, Last Surprise is not going to get the connection he needs on the 3rd. And now this tank on the high ground, I think, is quite vulnerable. Swarm doesn't know how much is back there, so I don't blame him for not committing and going up on the... But the Fog of War is all that saved that tank for Last Surprise.
Meow.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Pony Fox. Really appreciate it. Last Surprise has his 4th CC about halfway done. He's pulling the medevacs home. But Swarm is double expanded up the left side of the map. He's going up to 6 bases. He's able to save all of the drones, actually, by turning them into spore crawlers. 1 spore dies. 1 drone dies. 2 drones die. Actually, it's taking a while to respond to this. This has turned out to be an okay bit of damage from these Banshees. One of them will go down, but it's pretty late in the game for them to be harassing and all, so I'm sure Last Surprise is quite happy what he got done. Last Surprise is starting up Drilling Claws. 2-2 is almost finished here for the Terran. 2-2 is going to hit a little bit later for Swarmonomics. Going for a major link backstab. A bunker is here to shore up the defense at this 3rd base, as well as a wall of supply depots. It's radar towers going out for another supply depot. That's going to funnel these lings in towards that bunker or around here, where it's going to give Last Surprise's army to respond. Swarmonomics knows that he's going to back out for now. Oh, Last Surprise gets spotted here. Swarm's gonna lead off a few lings for that scout, but he has a bunch of Banelings morphing at the front. These tanks aren't quite sieged yet. Well, there's the siege. I don't think that was the most effective engagement for Swarmonomics, but that's because his focus was elsewhere. He is going for a Ling backstab, a planetary short up that 4th location. Widowmine short up the natural, and these Marines are going to force a lot of Baneling cans. Taking a look at the units lost. Oh no, oh no, no, stop. Free! I messed up the tab. Not like this. There we go. So units lost. No! Wait. Yeah. Oh, no, that's RV value. Oh, God. What have I done? Forget the commands. Okay. You know what? There we go. Anyway. Swarm has not been trading efficiently at the point. Last Surprise is still in this game. He's on a healthy 4 bases. He's kiting back to the Widow Mines. I really like this Widow Mine play from Last Surprise. A ton of Zerglings. This Baneling backstab paid off a lot more for Swarm. It looks like Last Surprise didn't keep any Widow Mines at home. He brought them all with the army. So he's going to pay for that a little bit. Oh, man. Swarm micros the lane onto the Marauder. Which will take them down. But in the same token, Last Surprise has taken out Swarm 6th. Swarm has gone into Ultra Tech. Ling attack speed is about to finish up. He's waiting for Chitinous to hit where he engages here. But there's no Hydra or anything to take out these Widow Mines. Oh no! That's the absolute worst thing Swarm could have done. He loses almost all his Zerglings to those Widow Mines. He has a few left. Isn't the most bio, but Last Surprise is just going to be able to pick up and head home. The Zerg Swarm is here. Last Surprise is splitting quite well. A lot of the Banelings are gone. Pretty much all of the Zerglings as well, and that's going to leave these Ultras stranded. They did pick off a pocket of Marauders, but in the same token, Last Surprise was able to corner 2 of the Ultras, and Swarm doesn't actually have a bank left. He's gone into Spire, but 3 Ultras are on the way, as well as 10 Zergling. And, I'm guessing he's going to save the rest of this gas for Banelings, but Last Surprise is looking very strong right now. Ultra Speed is just started up. Swarm holds the little drop play. But Last Surprise is hitting on the other side of the map, and Swarm is totally out of position to respond to this. He's sending over Lings, but he runs right into the Widow Mines. 12 drones have fallen. Base falls as well. Swarm cleans up the drop in the top left. They had backed out to heal, but Swarm found them, cut them down, while Last Surprise's attention. Last Surprise is going to leave those Widow Mines just to stop another hatch from going down, or catch out reinforcements. I don't think Swarm wants to engage at this angle right into it. And into siege tanks. Swarm loses another hatchery. He still has a little bit of army supply down here to the right. He did clean up those widow mines, but they put in some more damage before they went down. You know, he still has his left army here as well. But Last Surprise is just doing such a good job of picking the Zerg apart. 3k in the bank for the Terran. Swarm looks like he's winning, right? Like, it looks like he just cleaned up Last Surprise. But Last Surprise has a double drop going on at Swarm's 5th. Like, sure. Swarm just cleaned up Last Surprise's 3rd, but he has a fresh base over... Or, he cleaned up the fresh base of Last Surprise, but he still has a base down here. He still has his 3rd, happily mining. He's going to catch out all the bio, but these Ultras can't come home to defend. And Swarm lost one of his few mining bases. He's mined out in the natural pretty much. He's pretty much mined out in the main, and he still has yet to establish this base. Swarm can't get into the natural of the Terran because of these Liberators. He will besiege this 3rd base, but he can't get in on the SCVs. Okay, he's going to go for the natural, but he's going to lose 2 Ultras in the process. A 3rd is heavily softened up. This bio is still kiting back, and Swarm's going to have to break through an entire other line of defense to get into the main and in on the Terran production. So many Ultras have fallen here. That said, there's still, like, 8 left. Can he make this happen? Last Surprise has brought his drop units home. Army supply is pretty even. Yeah, you can't go there, Swarm. Not into the planetary! Oh no, Swarm's going for the surround on the planetary. Another Ultra falls. The planetary does fall, but this is going to give Last Surprise time to get out even more reinforcements. He's produced a lot of mineral-heavy units, and that's going to leave his 3,000 gas pretty underutilized. A lot of supply depots went down here as well, which means Last Surprise is going to have to remake those if he wants to max out again. Swarm has 3 Ultras left. 4 Ultras left. Now he has 3 Ultras left. And a couple Zerglings. The Zerglings are going down. Last Surprise is kited back to the corner, taken out all but one of the Ultras. Last Surprise is back up in army supply. He's sitting on 3-ish base. He needs to repair this command center and move it out to a fresh location. Swarm isn't much better off. Like I noted, while the major engagement was going on, Last Surprise was dealing damage on the other side of the map. Swarm tried to re-expand here, but every time he sends out a drone, the Widowmine picks it off. This is pretty much the only mining base Swarm has, and it's down to half its mineral patches. Heavily oversaturated. The main is mined out, except for one patch. The natural is entirely mined out, and the gas geysers are going to start following soon. Well, one of them's already mined out. I guess he took this one much later. It still has 700. But, yeah, speak of the devil. 2 geysers mine out at the natural. I don't know what Jamari is talking about. Swarm's droning heavily. Last Surprise is pushing in on this creep. Swarm doesn't really have Queen energy to replace all this. And it's going to leave his bases quite vulnerable. He can't afford to lose this hatch. Swarm is struggling to respond. He's running the Ultras up, but Liberation Zones are down. This hatchery will fall. That's a critical blow to Swarmonomics. He is expanding down to the right, but he doesn't have any way to deal with these Liberators. GG is called. In the top right of Zen, as the Purple Terran, it's Last Surprise. And in the bottom left, as the Red Zerg for RnG Pro, it's Jamari. Jamari, friend of pastry. So, You can tell that the Zerg had the map pick. With all kills, it's usually... So, Amari, of course, going with Zen. And, of course, going pool first. This is going to be hard to hold for last surprise. Oh boy. So, last surprise needs to SCV scout after barracks, see the pool first, and respond accordingly by throwing his command center on the high ground, possibly getting up a bunker. Is this very well? Baneling bust, just dealing appropriately. Okay, it looks like last surprise is just gonna Reaper Scout. Uh-oh. Sixlings are on the way. Jamari is going for the Roach all-in. This build is pretty poggers. He will almost certainly get a delay on this command center. It depends how the Reaper pathing and the pathing works out. Yeah, he's going to juke to the right. Last surprise is going to send out the Reaper. It will hit the drone line, and it could very well pick up 3, maybe even 4. If it out-positions the Queen correctly. Oh god. The CC isn't even close to completion. Last surprise is pulling the boys! And with the Marine firing behind it, these lings would eventually get cleaned up, but Jamari finds a way onto the Marine. Down goes the Marine. He loses most of the lings, but this is significant damage to the Terran, and last surprise doesn't... Oh no, he sends an SCV from the main, and now this ling is going to be able to continue harassing, even mine some minerals before going to finish up the CC. Now, Jamari has been scouted out back at home. Let's see if the Reaper got any kills. 0. Yeah, as I thought. Here come the Roaches. Will Last Surprise be able to finish the command center in time to stop the Roaches? No, he loses the SCV! His command center is done for. Another SCV comes down the ramp to finish it. It's not going to be able to. It gets gunned down as well. This low ground belongs to the Zerg. Last Surprise is going to the next line of defense. He cancels the CC. And he has the bunker up. He's going into Cyclone. Jamari is sneaking out a drone here and there behind this. Actually, he didn't make an Overlord, so he Extractor tricked it and then built 4 Overlords behind it. He's not committing to killing the Terran here at all. He will get another SCV kill, delay the bunker, but now he's on Operation Delay the Command Center. He does bleed off a Roach here. I mean, he's gonna sack all these Roaches eventually. But he's delaying mining time, he's forcing minerals to be spent on repair. He even gets 2 more SCV kills. Surprise sees the Zerg, still doesn't have a third. Jamari is going into Lair. It's gonna go up to 4 gas, which tells me probably 2 base Muta, I think. Jamari throws down a third, so I guess it's technically not going to be 2 base Muta, no matter what. He's going to finally back off. Allow Last Surprise to eventually take his second base. The orbital's not quite finished here. Over 5 minutes game. Last Surprise is going into Banshee. Starting up Cloak. And that's not going to be great for him. He did not scout Spire, I don't know. Wow, what a play. What a play from Jamari. Using the creep spread from the low grounds to drop... Oh, excuse me there. Hope I didn't pull your ears out, but yeah, using the creep thread from the low ground to hide the Spire in a corner. Last Surprise has some Marines on the field, but he doesn't really have capacity to deal with the oncoming Mutalisk. The Spire's only halfway done, so there's time, but... Uh-oh. Spire's about to finish. There it is. 8 mutas on the way. Last Surprise still hasn't scouted this. And this is probably going to be GG. I don't know how you deal with this at this point. He's going double engineering day, sure. He'll have, like, maybe 2 more Marines out on the map. 7 drones went down to this Banshee harass. 10 drones went down. It's nice, but now you gotta deal with the Muta. Last Surprise is getting up missile turrets. This one's gonna die, like, right away. No! Jamari isn't going in! Okay, he's going in. Down goes the SCV. Down goes the missile turret. Down goes the Marine. Stam is in danger, actually. I think Jamari has misplayed this a bit. And Last Surprise has possibly bought himself the time he needs. A couple of Mutalisks have been bled off. Jamari does have more coming up behind this, but he really needs to do damage. There's a 3rd CC on the map. Another 2 Muta go down. Jamari makes a play for a 4th base. He gets out another couple Muta. He starts up +1, but this has been a very nice hold for Last Surprise. I think helped in large part by Jamari not going in for the kill, not being aggressive enough to Lisk. Oh, Last Surprise needs medevacs, actually. That's permanent damage every time. As of right now. What's he doing with the star medevac? Jamari prepares to beat the Terran. Last Surprise is going for a Marine tank. I don't think he has enough here. Not gonna lie. These tanks are at siege. The Banelings are moving forward. Those were some dank connections. Oh no, more Banelings got split off from behind, but yeah, there's no way Last Surprise pushes. Mita are gonna threaten the tanks from behind. Oh. And that's going to split Last Surprise's forces even. I think Jamari needs to just commit and kill the tanks, not let himself be picked apart. Those units were not on hold position. Now all of a sudden, Last Surprise might actually get the pick on this. Oh no, he's not. No. This is over. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Muta kill every Marine. Down goes the tank line. Jamari still has a standing army, substantial size. Last Surprise has enough defenses to defend the natural, but the third base is a different story, I think. Gotta be careful. This tank isn't siege. You know what? I don't know that Jamari has enough to break. That supply depot's down into the natural, though. And Jamari does have units in the air to possibly give him vision of that. But Jamari is going to play it cool, take a 5th base in the top left corner, get up 2-2, start moving 5 tech. There's a Thor on the field. It almost got caught out there. His Mina are only at +1. So they haven't scaled the most effectively against the bio of Last Surprise, especially not with 2-2 hitting the field. Here comes Jamari, and there just isn't enough from the his push was kind of doomed to start. I think had he turtled up and taken a 4th, that would have been the best course of action, but instead he went for the push. Do it. Now he's down 30 army supply, and Jamari is just going to swarm in. He needs to unite his forces before he does that. Oh no, he bled off like 5 mutalisks there. A lot of those banelings splashed into a Marauder. Actually, all the banelings are gone. That was a pretty big misplay from Jamari. But, no, he doesn't have enough. Last Surprise defends a second wave. Jamari is just going to keep up the assault. This is like tower defense here from Last Surprise. He has a couple slow towers, he has a couple DPS towers, he has a couple heal towers, you know. But here comes wave 3. Oh! The Banelings got taken out by the Widowmine tower. But not enough of them, it looks like. Last Surprise hold. Yeah, he loses a couple SCVs. Not the Baneling hits that Jamari, I'm sure. Pay no mind to Nightbot. He's set the drop of fall. Pay attention to. Yeah, Jamari is going to try and go in on the production here. He's going to eat a couple missile turret shots. He can't engage from that angle, but this angle is wide open. Anarcat saying 97 drones a bit much. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Usually you want to go to like 75 drones against the Terran. 90 drones if you're feeling like really greedy. But 97 is quite a bit. That means when Jamari is maxed out, he's actually, you know, not going to quite have the army supply that he wants to. But Pastry is right, you know, as long as you're constantly trading out against the Terran and doing so semi-efficiently, it can work out. These medevacs are a little bit far forward. They happen onto a base of Jamari. They will reunite with this bio, but they're kind of lagging behind a little bit. So they're not really helping out as the bio stutter steps. The Lynx get a wraparound. A lot of the units are saved as they're lifted up. And Wave 4 of the Tower Defense mission is here, introducing new unit. Last Surprise has some new towers on the field, though. Liberators are coming out. +3 has hit for this bio. The Banelings are kind of split off here. The morphing in ones will go down anyway. I swear there were Liberators coming out for Last Surprise. He must have camped. No, he has 1 starport. Yeah, I guess not. These are really good splits from Last Surprise, but not good enough apparently. A couple of the Ultras are in the red, but they're still alive. Corruptors are in the air, harassing the medevacs. GG, well, in the bottom left of Eternal Empire, as the blue Zerg for RnG Pro, it's Jamari. Top right, as the red Protoss, it's Bonina Box. Is music glitched? That was weird. Okay. Scores 1-1. Last Surprise, taking out Swarmonomics. Game number 1, Jamar taking down Last Surprise in game number 2. Jamari has gone for full first and will shut down scouting. He's gonna drop a Roach Warren. Now, I have some comments here. So this is gonna be the 3 Ravager build. Jamari is 2 Zerglings short. Okay, he's gonna make the 3rd pair of Zerglings a little bit late. But this Roach Warren is also late. You need this Roach Warren down at 1:53. Jamari didn't make it at a minute. So Roach Ravager's gonna give Bonina Box. I also don't know how I feel about the non-committal of the Zergling. Well, I guess he only had 4. See, had he had 6 Zerglings, this was an open wall. There was no probe positioned here. He could have pounced in the wall and gotten the surround on the first Adept. Maybe even. So these 6 Zerglings are going to roam around the map and try to shut down scouting for Bonina Box. Bonina is going to be looking for these roaches. The first 2 Ravagers are morphing in for Jamar. There they go. The Lings see the Adepts at the Zelnaga. They get us around. Wait a minute. Jamari went for 8. This is weird. Here comes the Ling Ravager. Bonina Box is going to have an Oracle out. Now, what Bonina Box needs to do from here is target down the Ravagers, not the Lings. Make sure that the Lings never get in the wall. These Ravagers are going to be a battering ram. No, that's exactly what you don't do. Bonina Box targets the Zerglings, and this is probably going to be G. There's the Lings. No shield batteries, no anything to hold this. Another Oracle's in production, and that's it. GG. Jamari. In the top left, as the Teal Toss, it's exiled. And in the bottom right for it's a red Zerg. Jamari. Jamari has taken RnG Pro into the lead. 2-1. It's best of 7, so still 4 potential games. And it's a pull first. Actually, it's a gas first. It's a gas pool. Shamari's checking around for cannon rushes, I guess. Wait a minute. Okay, so this is not going to be a Ravager run. It's going to be a proxy hat. I don't know what this drone. Exile is blocking a second hatch that's never going to be here. Drones made it in because the probe wasn't hold positioned in the gap, patrolling the gap. There's the block. Oh! That was really close, actually. There's like a couple frames away from. That was smart. Jamari unanchored the probe because the drone no longer existed, right? It was an extractor. And the probe was right-clicked onto the drone, so yeah, stopped aggro there and it into the proxy hatch, but didn't quite work out. Jamari has taken a second base at his third location. And Jamari finally gets off the proxy hatch. It's not gonna finish, but no, it's gonna annoy the Protoss. It's going to irritate the Protoss, and that's the main goal. As he goes for a quick third, actually. Advance the proxy hatch and make the tractor. This is a long-lived drone. Exiled gets his second base. Drone is slaughtered. And Mari's looking. Gonna grab his. Oh, okay. I guess he just got supply blocked and tractor trick there. Exiled is going to need to hit with some adepts soon. Soften up the Zerg economy. There's 2 adepts moving. Mari doesn't have any. He doesn't have too many Zerglings on the map. He's getting out 8 more. That's going to be helpful. Exiled actually doesn't harass. He's going to go home. Mari has like 12lings on the field. And yeah, it's 12. No, it's 14. Close enough. Exiled is going into robotics facility, continuing to probe away, and he's going for a dark shrine here. But Jamari already has spores in production. Like, he's already on top of this, so I think we're going to see a drone explosion here from our player. And I think our Protoss is going to hit too late to deal real damage. Dark Shrine has finished up, but I mean, Exiled doesn't have the Prism in place. Like, this is late already. Even given our weird. You're supposed to have the Warp Prism out on the map and deployed as the Dark Shrine is. Finally going to get those out. Ling's here to intercept, surrounding the Spore Crawler in pretty much all directions. Exiled is going to try to pounce on that Spore, but... Oh! Jamari doesn't actually have enough here. The Queen wasn't there to help either. Spore's going to go down. Okay, this is a reversal of fortune. And there's no lair, so Jamari's going to struggle responding to this. He's going to walk his Spore down natural. But it's not going to be in time. There wasn't any transfuse on the Queens either, so they weren't able to save the hatch. And now the Spore's out of position to defend the natural. Oh no, the lair's going to go down. There's no saving it now. This is GG. Jamari's on one base. Now, luckily, there is a Spore in the main, but, like, this is critically game-ending damage. Oh my god. This is a massacre. There's not even... What do you say? Look at this. This game's over, man. Game over, man. Game over. Mari will get the second base back up, but, like, Exile dropped a third, and our Zerg player has no counterattack potential. 23 drones go down. I think Exile got a little bit lazy there, losing the Warp Prism, but these CTs are just going to keep this ramp. A lair finally emerges for a Zerg player. There's not actually any units down here except the D. Mari has two bases about to pop. But is the third going to fall once again? Mari, make it Overseer! Come on, man! You have the money! Finally, an Overseer is morphed 8 minutes into the game. But 37... In the top left, third in the roster for RnG Pro, it's Pastry. In the bottom right, as the Teal Protoss, it's Exiled. And Pastry's opening gas pool. So... Exiled evened up the score 2-2. See what Pastry has to bring to the table. Jamari did not. That's an 18 hatch, and we are going to see a 3 Ravager play. I guarantee it. There's 2 larvae stacked. Third larva is going to pop here in just a moment. We're going to see 6 Zerglings killed. Are we, though? He's not making the third pair of lings. Okay. There they are. Wait a minute. No, he made a drone. Interesting. Oh, I guess he was one short. Wait, he didn't make a Roach Warren. What's going on? Is this a fake Roach? Wait. I don't know what's happening, guys. There's 3 larvae stacked, but there's no... Okay, he's gonna make 3 more sets of Zergling. This is going to be a speed ling play. There's an Evo chamber coming up behind this. So maybe +1 melee, but like... Our Protoss is doing standard Protoss things. It's opening Robo. He has a shield battery up. So... yeah, it's gonna be +1 melee. Melee is like 2/3 of the way done here for a Zerg player. Exiled's going for a Dark Shrine. So we'll get scouted here by Pastry. It's right in the Overlord region. Stalker picks off the Overlord retaliation. It's not just going to be a Dark Shrine. Oh, no, Exiled actually canceled the Dark Shrine. Went right into Glaives. And these +1 Zerglings will do nasty things to Glaive Adepts out in the... Baneling Nest is on the field as well, and then Tree goes for his... Oh, he cancels the Warren. So this is going to be pure Ling Bane, and he might try to bust the Protoss as well. Will he, though? Oh, he's droning. Huh. Glaives are hitting in 6 seconds. Exile's attack is right on time, but he's going to be with 30 supply of +1. He even gets surrounded on the... Look how quickly these Adepts melt. One Adept shades into the mineral line. 4 drones have fallen into... But you want to be killing like 15 if you're going to commit this hard. Pastry derps into the choke point, so he's not going to get the kill steps. He will take out a couple more drones. But after that, this attack's over. Exiled has another 6 Adepts out, but they're sitting on the map. They're not defending, they're not attacking. Pastry has a strike force ready to go. 9 drones have fallen. But, I mean, there's Lings here to intercept Adepts. Pastry's actually going to put the rest of the Zerglings home. And only 2 more get picked off from the shade. Five drones for 7 Adepts. No me gusta. +2 is halfway done for the Zerg. Baneling speed on the way. As is Hydra speed. So, Pastry skipping Roaches, skipping Ravagers, transitioning into pure Lingbane Hydra. That's going to do terrible, terrible things to the Disruptor composition of Exiled. Some Zerglings are here, and it looks like there's not a lot, but remember, they have +1 attack, so they're going to be able to pump out quite a bit of damage, actually, if they were all attacking that. Given that only 2 of them went in, well, only a couple of them went in, not going to deal too much damage. Another cheeky Adept wave takes out 8 drones. Those 4 Adepts were more successful than like all 16 of their predecessors. And shame on them. Shame on Wave 1 of Depths. Bunch of Banelings are morphing at the front. Exiled is moving in with a Prism Depths. Oh no, there's no links to take out the disruptors. Those are some chunky disruptor hits. 6 Hydra get picked off. You really need the Lingbane with the Hydra if you're going for this composition. And Pastry just isn't engaging that way. He's being pulled in 2 directions as these Adepts hit, and he was more focused on holding back home than actually attacking. And he's going to pay for that mistake. Twelve drones get picked off. I think if Pastry had left the Adepts alone and committed to his attack, you know, brought in the Lingbane, microed properly, he would have been in a lot better position. He didn't, and now Exiled has no less than 6 disruptors, which is going to be very hard for the Zerg to deal with. Infestation Pit is just finishing up now, but if you're going to play for Hive Tech, it needs to be, like, pretty much operational by the 10.5-minute mark. This is a nice pick. 13 drones, or 13 probes go down. Pastry's trying to get the Nexus. This Disruptor fires its shot at itself. Exiled is now making the same mistake Pastry did earlier, I think, not committing to this attack and instead trying to go back to defend. Like, the question is, defend what? You already lost your third. A couple probes are favored in with the Warp Prism, but, like, Pastry is almost certainly going to hold the counter pressure. Some Lings are tapping away at the Protoss wall. Exiled was trying to attack the rocks. Pastry gets this around. All the Banelings connect. The Hydra are going to up the remaining forces. That was a nice disruptor shot, but okay, that was 2 nice disruptor shots. Pastry's a little bit scared to engage those Warp Prism reinforcements. But the wall has been softened up on the other side of the map. Exiled is still sitting on 2 base. This third isn't quite finished yet. Pastry is quite comfortable on 4 base. 3! Pastry gets a Ling Run by off. I mean, shield batteries help damage from happening, but it did pull Exiled home, and these guys are both struggling to commit to their attacks, although a decision this time from he doesn't have the biggest army. He's gonna rely on those disruptor shots to break Pastry. Pastry's pretty far ahead in supply. It's mostly workers where it was until I tried to say that sentence. Army supply is a dozen in favor of Zerg, but Zerg's always not going to turn out as well as the Protoss. Those were some great Baneling hits, and Pastry is going to take at the top of Purity and Industry, taking the Pro Boys up 3-2. It's the Pink Zerg Pastry, and on the right side, as the Green Protoss for AlphaX, it's Chili Boy. RnG Pro is a single game away from victory. It's best of 7 all kill. Chili Boy, final player for AlphaX. So either Pastry closes it out here. Chili Boy takes us to the ace map. Standard. Scout after Gateway. And it's gonna be a gas pool. I don't know what Jamari is lulling about. But here comes the scout for Chili Boy. He's gonna know what's going on. Saw a bit of a weird game where Pastry went for a +1 melee defense last time around. Gonna go 18 hatch. There's 4 lings. Last time he just made 4 lings and then 6 lings this time. Are we gonna see it? Is he gonna do it? There's the Warren. And we're going to see a 3 Ravager attempt to break through the wall. First shield battery is down here for Chili Boy. Some lings are tapping at the wall. Oh no! Pastry lets the probe scout the Roach Warren. That's no good. Chili Boy instantly throws down a Stargate. And this is now a little bit of a risky play here from Pastry. 2 Ravagers on the way. Where's the Roach? Oh, okay, it went the long way for some reason. Chili Boy drops a second shield battery. He doesn't drop a third. He does have 3 pylons at the front. But he is supply blocked for a little while. It's going to delay the sentry getting out. And it will not be here in time to deflect the Ravagers. Pastry realizes there's no sentry. He can just barrel right through the wall. Doesn't need that third Ravager. And the lings are in. This is pretty much game. Void Ray isn't even close to being out. Finally, the sentry pops. Corrosive Bile is going to take care of that. Shield batteries are totally out of energy, all three of them. Void Ray is going to finish up soon, but the Ravagers have done their job. They've been the battering ram that they are. The Lings get a surround on the probes. And the Void Ray, instead of fighting the Ravagers, is trying to fight an Overlord. Chili Boy is down to 12 workers. More Lings slot in for Pastry. The final probes are running for their lives. Meet up with their comrades. Two workers are left for the Protoss. The final probe has fallen. We'll see GG any moment, and Pastry takes the clan war 4-2 in favor of RnG Pro. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Drop a follow if you enjoyed the stream. I'm gonna find someone wholesome to raid. See you at 1 a.m. Assuming I'm able to be awake in time for the Korean ESL Pro Tour Open. If not, I'll see you at 6 a.m. EDT for the OSC Masters Cup. I've been Renegade. I'll see you in the next one.
Born from the ashes. 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 Born from the